Now listen to this. Here is a, this was shared by the Solari Report. That's Catherine Austin Fitz's outlet. A Victoria police officer from the riot squad yesterday in Melbourne expressed his own grievances on camera and revealed that he's being forced to choose between dishonorable police work and bankruptcy. Listen to this.
When I witnessed that, wasn't I just nice to you before and said you could go to your house?
It gets a little bit more pronounced.
What sort of gun is that?
Dude, we've had enough of this as much as you do, Chad. Just go home.
If you've had enough as much as us, why are you still enforcing it, boys?
You have to.
No, we know you don't have to.
This is what, listen, we're not here to argue with you unless go home. Otherwise, they start issuing tickets.
Bro.
We don't want to do it, but we will do it. Right?
Well, if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
He says, I don't want to do it. I don't want to enforce this. I don't want the tickets. I don't have to arrest you. I don't want to do it, but I will do it. And the bystander, the citizen, is saying, then why are you going to do it? Then don't do it. And he goes into why.
Stand up for what you believe in rather than paycheck.
Just go home, all right? We get paid to do this, mate. I'm just as over this fucking protest as you are.
He says, we get paid to do that. It might be a little bit muffled. We get paid to do this. I'm as over this as you are.
By protest, I mean lockdown, all right?
Fair enough,
unfortunately,
man. Fair enough.
I've got to do what I've got to do. And that's why I'm
You don't have to do
talk
that.
to you.
You don't have to do that. You're choosing to do it for
I'm
a
not
paycheck.
skilled to do anything else, mate. So unfortunately,
Mate,
at this time of my life, that's what I have to
and
do.
the people of us.
I'm not skilled to do anything else. I'm not skilled enough to do anything else. So unfortunately, at this time of my life, I've got nothing else. I mean, what a shit excuse. But keep listening.
Sounds good. We don't get paid. We're not getting food at the moment.
I hear you, mate. My wife's in the same position. She's out of a job at the moment as well.
We're not getting paid. We don't have food. I understand. My wife's in the same position, the cop says. She's out of work at the moment. Well, at least he is. At least he's got a job. Too bad everybody else isn't married to a police officer, who is obviously the most important person in Australian society right now and Western society, because they're the only people. If it wasn't for the compliance of the police, the last 19 months would have looked a lot different. Now, I mean, can you imagine choosing to butcher people's civil rights and possibly at some point along the way people themselves because you are too old to find something else to do for work? How can you fucking live with yourself? How can you live with that reasoning? I understand you got a family at home and you've got to take whatever you got, and this is just it. I'd rather shovel shit. Shovel shit with my hands. I don't know. And a system that forces you. They don't understand. I guess they don't understand. Maybe there's too many true believers inside the police force for all of them to not be comfortable enough to ask their colleagues, hey, we are the difference makers here. We are the difference makers. We can change this thing around right now. A system that forces you to make choices like that does not deserve to exist. It does not deserve to be propped up, because within a system like that, there is no life to live. There's no life to be lived. There's no life to be lived. And listen, American police, they have been faced with the same questions thus far, and I've been saying it since the beginning. This is going to be up to the police to choose what side of history that they're on and what kind of logic they're going to employ here. And we have been able to read about some wonderful sheriffs across this country. Wonderful sheriffs all across the union who have done the right thing and have thumbed their nose at their governors, whether the governors have been compliant or not as well. But seriously, would the last 19 months of psychological terror be at all possible without mostly compliant police from coast to coast in the U.S. as well? Could it have been possible? So the inflection point, we're beyond that, because there's in some parts of the world there are no more peaceful options left, as you can see. There's no negotiating with this. There's no negotiating with this.